Hello. Well, today is August 11, 2015. I wanted to reach out to those of you who have been following the progress of my Hold Steady project. The last time that I released anything was a trailer that had an August 1st, 2015 date attached to it. Well, unfortunately, the August 1st has come and gone, and I have not released the film yet. But there's a reason for that, and it's actually a pretty exciting reason. There's been some developments that have necessitated the delay of the release. Basically, kind of a rewrite of the third act, so to speak. It's not like it's a scripted narrative. Those who are my students will remember me talking about that. It is a documentary, but in the going forward progress made portion of the film, some new and exciting developments, like I say, have taken place, and I'm really excited to share that with you. So I felt that it was worth it to kind of delay that in order to capture these developments as they're just starting, and see kind of where it takes it. But suffice to say that it's going to be worth it. It's going to be really, I'm really excited about the potential of it. And again, just put it on your to-view list in the near future. So, with that being said, in addition to or in kind of conjunction with the film portion of the project, I am currently looking at developing a website. It's kind of a catch-all for the news and various links of interest for the project. Thinking of setting up a GoFundMe account to help defray some of the cost of some of the things that I want to be doing. But we'll look for that and discuss that in the future. That'll all be revealed at a later time. I'm not going to attach a date to it because lately I've been very bad about keeping to those schedules. So anyway, there's that. So more to come on that front. But what I really wanted to talk about today was how, or kind of the root of the essence of what motivates the project, and that is Parkinson's disease awareness. And I chose today's date to release this video because it is August 11th, 2015, exactly a year removed from Robin Williams committing suicide. Now, it was disclosed and discovered that he had been diagnosed himself with Parkinson's disease. To what extent, to what degree, I don't have that information, I don't know. But what I really wanted to talk about was how afflictions such as these know no socioeconomic boundaries, no gender, no race, nothing of that nature. Anybody can be afflicted with it, and anybody can be affected subsequently by it. It may seem like a very irrational and harsh thing to do to commit suicide, and I'm not condoning or encouraging anybody to take that thought into their heads. But I'd be dishonest with you if I told you that the thought hasn't crossed my mind that there are some days that it feels like it'd be better to be dead. And I apologize if that's stark and scares some people, but the thought crosses your mind. When you find the very basic things that you've done maybe since you were 2 or 3 years old, tying shoelaces, feeding yourself, going to the bathroom, TMI right there, I'm sure. Those things affected by a condition that you have no control over, that you have no cure for, and are at kind of the mercy of the known remedies for. It is frustrating. It can be very difficult to cope with sometimes. Again, to the extent that you think maybe it'd be better if I didn't have to deal with this at all. And it's not a selfish thought. It's maybe it is, but especially when you think of situations where you have so much to live for. I have 4 children, 3 daughters that I've got to walk down the aisle, that I promised to walk down the aisle on their wedding day. My son, he can fend for himself. And, just as I have so much to live for, I mean, you might look at somebody like Robin Williams, who, like I said, I regard as a comedic genius, who had such an impressive and relevant body of work spanning several decades. In fact, I remember Robin Williams being one of my early cinematic or television heroes. When I was in 2nd grade, I had my mom buy me a pair of rainbow-colored suspenders like he wore on the Mork and Mindy show. I wore those to 2nd grade one time. And all the kids made fun of me, and I never wore them again. But anyway, that just kind of goes to show you kind of the, 2nd grade was a long time ago, so that, that's how long, he's been making relevant work and affecting people and making people laugh. And to think that something that isn't necessarily terminal in its respects to your health, that being Parkinson's disease, could affect him so much that the only option was to take his own life. It's a scary thing. It's a scary thing not having control over the movement of your extremities. And some days are worse than others, and some days are good and bad at the same time. I went through a day today where I had uncontrollable tremors to the extent that it made it difficult to drive a vehicle. And now I'm recording a video for you. But I really want to emphasize that if you're going through something like this, if you're having these feelings, know that you're not alone, and that despite the despair and hopelessness that you feel, there's always tomorrow, and tomorrow can be a brighter day. So I don't want to go on and on and on and on about kind of the things that the minor details of how I feel and what goes on in my mind. Just suffice to say that sometimes it goes to very dark places, and that's a scary thing. But I always have hope, and again, the promises that I've made to my family, to others, to push on, to press on towards the goal, whatever that is, sustain me through those dark periods. You know, it's a time to reach out to family and friends. It's a time to reach up, in faith. You know, and just know that there's a reason to live. That there's more that you can do. You'll do more things. You'll reach more people. You'll accomplish much more by living, by gaining small victories. So I wanted to leave you with one example of a situation where I made the decision to press on as opposed to kind of succumb to the realities of living with Parkinson's disease. And that was last Thursday when our department had a team building exercise, scavenger hunt, and that culminated in an afternoon of bowling. Now, I hadn't been bowling since prior to being diagnosed or starting to feel bad, so my first inclination when I discovered that that was what was going to happen that afternoon was, well, I can't do this. I got to sit this out. But then I thought about it a little bit more, and I realized that, a lot of the people that I work with realize or know a little bit about my affliction, about my condition. And whereas my first inclination was that they're going to look and they're going to feel pity or feel strange or feel uncomfortable seeing me hobble about trying to bowl, I quickly got over that and made the decision to find a way to do it. That way they could see me striving to overcome, to take a situation, to continue to live, you know what I mean? To continue to fight on, to continue to try and enjoy some quality of life. And so I bowled, not particularly well. Not that I was good, much better prior to that. But I did it, I bowled 2 complete games. And I was pretty proud of that, and, if it affected somebody in a positive way, that's great. If it didn't affect anybody in any particular way, just as well. But I had the satisfaction of knowing that I made the decision to live. And so I guess that's kind of the overarching theme and intent of this video blog, as it were, or this particular episode of it, or whatever. I guess that's the intent of this, is to encourage those that are feeling depressed, that are feeling burdened and overwhelmed by whatever situations they may be going through, whether it's as serious as this or not, that the solution isn't to stop living, but the solution is to continue to live, to press on, to keep the faith. I'm going to go through like every cliche possible to hammer my point across. So, okay, on this day that, there'll be likely a lot of news coverage of, it was a year ago today, Robin Williams took his life. What I encourage you to do on this day is to make somebody smile, to reach out to somebody, make somebody laugh. To live your life, to try and live without regret. Do something, make something, do something beautiful, do something that makes somebody smile. And in doing so, you'll honor me, and hopefully, you'll honor the memory of a truly great and funny man. So, again, I just want to encourage you. Be excellent to one another. Fight the power. I can't think of any others. But just live life. Enjoy it. Enjoy your life. Count your blessings. Because if you're watching this, if you have the ability to watch this in any form or fashion, you've got it pretty good. Because you're watching me. Love you guys. More to come.